when you move into a storage shed or if you already have one. So what you do, people, there's bleach right there, the liquid bleach. And then I put laundry soap all on the side, any cubby holes where the mice can get in. So all along the perimeter. I put some bleach in there. This has a gap under here to the other storage shed. So the mice getting his storage shed over there. We'll come over here. More bleach in the corner. And then laundry soap and bleach. I had many storage sheds. I don't know. I had about 20, maybe more. 20 to 50 different storage sheds in a bunch of different areas, man. Big, small. The biggest I had was, I guess 10, 20. That might not be big to some people. And the smallest I had was like 4 by 5, and I had 5 by 10s and 10 by 10s, 10 by 15. But also I found out too, is these storage sheds, this is the second one I found. They said it's 10 by 10, but this one's only 8 feet, 6 inches by 10 feet. And I was talking to the manager, he's all, well, approximately, I don't know if it said that on the website, but approximately, this is like 1.5 feet short. And I really need the space, but I just found out about that. And then the one I just moved out of, I'm moving out of a 10 by 15, and I'm supposed to get a 10 by 10, but I guess it's an 8.6 by 10. But at this storage place, they got ones that are 8 by 10 and 10 by 10. I thought this was the 8 by 10. No, it's 10 by 10. And so I'm wondering what the 8 by 10 here. This is really, it should be the 8 by 10. But the last one I just moved out was supposed to be 10 by 15, and it was like 10 by 14. And some of them will measure out to the wall, not to the inside of your storage place. But people, just know that about your storage sheds too. Man, I just started finding this out. I wouldn't really care that as much. I never really checked before. This time I needed the space. I was pushing the space, so I measured it. And I found out, starting this year or last year, I started measuring them. But yeah, people, if you don't want mice in your storage sheds, plus I try to get all my in plastic totes. I got a bunch of plastic totes. And if you do got boxes, I don't got any here at all in there. Put them black trash bags. Put it around the box because the mice like to get in boxes too. That helps. Plastic totes. And then I'll pour some more laundry soap once I get my stuff moved in here, like in the, in between some of the crates and stuff. But usually they'll get into cubby holes along the perimeter. They'll build a nest, or they can get in a box or can or some kind of cubby hole. They can build a nest. But this, you can even do this with your trailers and stuff. If you don't want mice in there, like your utility trailers. I made a home in a utility trailer, but you might even want to. I haven't had no problem with mice in there, but it's only a 6 by 10, so I could see any openings. But if you got utility trailers, you could do this too, or even in your garage or whatever. I don't know. I guess in your house, yeah, because they're not gonna want to. They go around sniffing, and they're gonna sniff on that laundry soap. And I don't know if a mice are trying to clear laundry soap out of a place, but there's too much. Just a little bit they might. But yeah, but people, this my last storage shed I did this, no mice. And I had other people on the website review saying mice got in their stuff. And here in Flagstaff, Arizona, man, I don't know how many different short storage sheds up here, like 10 or I don't know, but mice got into most of them, maybe all of them. Maybe I had like 10 to 20 up here, I don't know. Maybe just a couple they didn't get into that I know of, but the other ones, man, especially if you're leaving food out, don't leave no food, man. If you got food in there, put it in totes, 5-gallon buckets with lids on them. And I even heard, I never had them get in my totes, but the 5-gallon buckets with lids on them. Someone told me, this one guy told me that worked at a storage place, said he's seen mice get into those. So you might want to double it up. You know, if they can smell it. If they can't smell it, or if they know it's in there, you know, if they find any food at all, even crumbs, man, just try to sweep up your mess if you're eating in your storage shed. Because me, I camp out a lot. So I'll be doing stuff in my storage shed, like building stuff in my car, my trailer. Now that I got a car and trailer, I don't just have an e-bike and bicycles. Sometimes a motorcycle. I'd hang out my storage shed more, you know, doing stuff that I had to do. So, you know, like, but yeah, people, that will take care of a lot of mice. And then if you have to get out the glue traps and mice traps, man. But usually this keeps them out, people. Unless, you know, unless they find food, I don't know. If they find food, they should keep them out. Unless they find a place in your stuff. Especially like sleeping bags, too. Put garbage bags around those. I mean, they'll probably love to get into those.